Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Miss Uni and class. My name is Safira Fetriani with student number 28, and I'm here with my friends from group 3. There are Muhammad Naufal Kandlel, Fajar Nota Maulana, Nola Gita Hartono, and Ali Viditya Naufal. Today we will explain about our study on speech acts. However, before we jump to the material, this is the article that we use while studying speech acts. The article is titled An Analysis of Speech Act Classification on Beauty and the Beast by Sinta Mutiani, Fitriani, and Inayah, conducted in 2019. However, we must note that they did not use the movie version of Beauty and the Beast. Rather, they used the fairy tale storybook by Jean-Marie Lapis de Beaumont and Linda Wolverton. The researchers here tried to analyze and classify speech acts contained in Beauty and the Beast short story and explain the definition and function of various speech act classification in the story. Well, first thing first, what is speech acts? Well, to quote Yule in 1996, actions performed via utterances are generally called speech acts. It is usually performed, especially in English, when offering apologies, greetings, requests, complaints, compliments, refusal, and invitation. To support their arguments, the researchers in the article that we mentioned before use Yule's theory on speech acts but relied on his books that was published in 1996 called Pragmatics. According to Yule, there are 5 classifications of speech acts, and there are declarations, representatives, expressives, directives, and commissives. Each of those classifications will be explained further by my friends throughout these presentations. But before that, let me allow Fajar to explain some of the theories related to speech acts. And that's all from me. Thank you, and may Fajar continue.
Hello, my name is Fajar Maulana, and I would like to explain the IFIDs, or the illusionary force indicator devices. IFIDs is an element or aspect of language indicating that an utterance is made with a certain illusionary force. Usually, people performing illusionary using performative verb, word order, stress, and intonation. Uh, performative verb. Performative verb is a verb that explicitly conveys the type of speech act being performed. Performative verb is terbagi menjadi dua, yaitu explicitly performative verb and implicitly performative verb. For example of performative verb is a word promise, declare, forbid, and recommend. For the example in utterance, I would like to use the word recommend. The example is I highly recommended this short. It is the explicitly performative verb because it's using the performative verb recommend, performative verb word recommend, and it's the explicit performative verb. For the implicit performative verb, it is I think this short is good for you. These two utterance is sama, artinya sama-sama rekomend short atau celana pendek gitu. Selanjutnya, the next is word order. The word order is arrangements of words in phrase, clause, or sentence. For example, is I am in middle school. This sentence or this utterance is said by the speaker to uh, untuk mengkonfirmasi bahwa dirinya sedang ada uh, di middle school gitu. The next is stress. Stress is the emphasis that certain words have in utterance. For example, I am in middle school. So in the sentence is the stress is in word middle, because the speaker said that he or she is in the middle school. For the intonation, the melodic intonation is the melodic pattern of an utterance. It conveys difference of expressive meaning. For example, I am in middle school. If it is intonasinya naik, seperti I am in middle school. I'm in middle school. I have told you. Itu menandakan bahwa the speaker sudah kesal dengan the hearer yang dia telepon atau dia lawan bicaranya. Dia sudah the speaker sudah membicarakannya beberapa kali dengan the hearer. Next slide. Condition. Felicity condition is the condition that must be in place and the criteria that must be satisfied for a speech act to achieve its purpose. There is some felicity condition that yang harus dilakukan sebelum mengetahui kalau itu felicity condition. Yang the first is preparatory condition. Preparatory condition is where the authority of the speaker and the circumstance of the speech act are appropriate to its being performed successfully. The next step is prepositional condition, is which require participants to understand language, not to act like actors. The next is sincerity condition, where the speech act is being performed seriously and sincerely. The next is essential condition, is where the speaker intends that an utterance be acted upon by the addressee. For example, it's arrest him, the Soedirman said by a cop. Preparatory condition is the speaker, for the simple explanation, preparatory condition is the speaker has the authority to perform the the speech act. In this example, arrest him. The Soedirman said by cop. Jadi speaker atau the cop menyatakan bahwa dia menyuruh bawahannya atau temannya untuk menangkap dia si pelaku kejahatan. Kalau mungkin kalau kalimat ini atau terus ini dikatakan oleh orang yang tidak berwenang, mungkin itu akan menjadi tidak menjadi felicity condition, karena felicity condition itu sendiri adalah eh, kondisi yang harus sangat tepat dalam mengutarakan deterrence. Jadi misal seorang bilang orang lain itu arrest him, itu mungkin bisa menjadi hal yang bukan jadi felicity condition seperti itu. Selanjutnya preposition condition for the simple explain is speaker is able to produce deterrence clearly. Jadi dalam for the in the example a cop atau polisinya itu berbicara dengan jelas mengenai apa namanya, apa yang dia lakukan gitu. Polisinya sendiri itu mengucapkan dengan jelas dan apa namanya, him atau pelaku kejahatan itu mendengar dengan jelas apa yang diucapkan oleh cop atau partisipan di lingkungan tersebut. Selanjutnya sincerity condition is apa namanya, polisinya polisi dan apa namanya, pelaku kejahatan itu dalam seperti itu. Maksudnya serius di sini adalah polisi itu polisi yang asli, bukan apa namanya, bukan polisian kayak yang anak kecil, oh kamu ditangkap di sini, oh hey arrest him, he's ya ya dia ya nggak boleh tidak boleh diucapkan oleh sembarangan orang seperti itu. Walaupun bisa, cuma itu dalam kondisi yang tidak serius. Itu the next is essential condition. For the simple explanation is the speaker is committed to change the status of the hearer. Ya, dalam hal ini polisi menyuruh pelaku kejahatan yang sebelumnya mungkin dalam konteksnya itu sudah tertangkap gitu, itu jadi pelaku kejahatan karena sudah ditangkap, atau bisa menjadi buronan seperti itu. Mungkin dalam konteks ini itu arrest him, itu pelaku kejahatannya itu masih menjadi buronan seperti itu. Terus si polisi itu mengetahui kalau dia itu di pelaku kejahatan. Setelah tertangkap, status dari si pelaku kejahatan berubah dari berubah dari buronan kejahatan menjadi pelaku kejahatan. Itu I think there's for me next slide will be performed by my my team.
Hello, my name is Nalagita, student number 14. Here I will explain about the use of declaration. Declaration Speech Act is the speech act that is used by the speaker to change the world by creating a new status or condition. The speaker should have a social institutional roles of specific context so that they can perform statement appropriately. By using declarations, the speaker changes the world by words. The data example using declarations included in the paper is: look at the mirror and you can see your family. Now you won't feel lonely anymore. In the Speech Act, the speaker changes the word via words. The speaker replaces the situation with the word that delivered to the addressee. As said before, Declaration Speech Act used to change the world by creating new status or condition. Here, the researcher found the correct example for Declaration Speech Act as the speaker creating a new condition to the addressee, fulfilling the definitions of Declaration Speech Act. That before the speaker said the sentence, the addressee felt sad, but after the speaker spoke, the addressee could change the status of feeling from sadness to happiness. This is a fulfillment to the definition of declarations. Here I will explain about the use of representatives. Representative Speech Act is the speech act that is used to state a condition which fits the world. The statements, in fact, assertions, conclusions, and descriptions are all speaker examples representing the universal as he believes it. By using a representative, the speakers make words fit the world. So there are three examples included in the paper by the researcher, and one of the examples is, I was under a curse all these years and I could only be relieved when someone fell in love with me. I am now cured of the curse because he truly loved me. In this speech act, the speaker gives a fact, description, and conclusion to the addressee. It can be concluded that the speaker believes to be the case or not. Statements of a fact and assertions, descriptions, and conclusions are examples representing of the speakers in the world as he or she believes it. When using a representative, the speaker makes words fit the world. In this example that the researcher take, there are two states of conditions that the speaker has gone through. The first sentence are the state conditions that are true and fits the world before the speaker was cured, and the next sentence represents the state conditions after the speaker changed. So the sentence statement also changed to follow the condition that fits.
Thank you, Nala. Uh, expressive. Expressive speech act is a kind of speech act in which the speakers express feeling and attitudes about something. In using an expressive, a speaker would attempt to make words fit words. For example, please don't leave me, I love you. That is an example of expressive speech act. Expressive speech act are important because they express the psychological states of human being. Next slide, please. Directive. Directive speech act is a kind of speech act in which by saying something, the speakers intends the listener to do something. For example, she warned him not to be deceived by appearance, for beauty is found within. In this speech act, directive is an attempt by speaker to get hearer to do something. And the next material will be delivered by my friend Alif. Okay, Alif, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nopal. And the next slides about speech of acts is commissive. Commissive is a kind of speech acts that used by the speakers to commit themselves to some future course action. The example here is I will live with you forever. In the speech act, it expresses what the speaker intends. The speaker promises to address the aux verb will in the sentence. And the next slide is we have come to conclusions. The ability to understand the hidden message of utterance is really important to have. And I'd like to quickly recap the key points here. The first is in the article, there are 10 speech acts in the short story of Beauty and the Beast. The 10 speech act was classified into 4 types. There are directives, representatives, declarations, and commissions. The most classification type found in the speech act is directives, which found in 50%. The classification type that was unfound in the speech act is expressive. And that brings us to the end of our presentations. Thank you for your time.